Council as a whole committee meeting for March 25th, 2025, order at 7 p.m. All members of council are present. Present from the administration is our Fire Chief Ken Whittington, Law Director Randy Kramer, our Service Director, City Engineer, and Finance Director. If there's anyone recording this meeting as a courtesy to the public, please identify yourself so your fellow attendees know that they're being recorded. Seeing none, the city please likes recording this meeting. Under legislation proposed, we have legislation number 032501, a resolution authorizing the Director of Finance to advance funds with said funds to be advanced from Fund Number 101 General Fund to be amounted as listed into Fund Number 416 Stadium RI Fund and declaring an emergency. Michelle?
Thank you. You are all aware of what we're doing. We started the deal last fall, and we're all doing some dugout repairs, some netting, advancing, in terms of expanding the netting. And we're finished, except for a few $1,000 with the project. Unfortunately, my grant money is not flowing in as quickly as the bills came in, so I'm just asking them to allow us to advance to the repair and move on the $250,000 so that we can make really close to our final payment on this project.
Other questions for Michelle? Say none. Thank you, Michelle. We'll move on to legislation number 032502, a resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of East Point, Ohio, to enter into an agreement with Cascia LLC, DBA the Lake County Captain's Classic Park, 35300 Vine Street, East Point, Ohio, 44095, regarding the lease between the city and Cassia dated March 15, 2002, of East Lake Ballpark, now known as Classic Park, and declaring an emergency. Michelle?
Thank you. The team's new name should be reflective in this paragraph. I believe it is in the ordinance. The Neo something. Yes. Well, anyway, here's the story. We have a lease, and we have 5 letters. And these 5 letters have happened over a period of since they've been here. The lease establishes what they pay. The 5 letters have made adjustments to the timing of the payment. Now, the captains have made payments based on previous 5 letters. But when the new team came into place, we didn't get a 5 letter from the new team, and the old one had expired. So all we're asking you to do is to basically take the old 5 letter, put the new name in for the 5 letter, which is what we have in the actual forms to sign, the new owner's name, and just accept it for the last 2 years. Because that's how they've been making payments. It's just that we didn't have this formal piece of paper in place. We are working for one, currently working on one for the current season, which starts April 1st. So we're currently working on an agreement, a 5 letter agreement, but I would really like to have formalized something that says this new team will follow the old 5 letters that we did follow. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I see some now. Thank you.
Anyone have any questions for Michelle? And let the record reflect it's Collide and LLC.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll move on to legislation number 0325-03, resolution supporting and designating April 2025 as National Child Abuse Prevention Month in the city of East Point and declaring an emergency. We can say there. Don't think anybody should have any questions on that. And then our legislation pending, we have legislation number 02250. An ordinance to appropriate the expenses of the city of East Lake, State of Ohio, for the period beginning January 1st, 2025, and ending December 31st, 2025, declaring an emergency. This is on third reading. Any other questions? Okay. Then none of the company announcements, council as a whole, meeting is adjourned at 7:05 p.m. The regular council meeting, March 25th, 2025, over 7:05 p.m. Mr. Gilman, you get to give us a pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
call the roll.
Here. Here.
Here.
Here. Is there a motion to approve the agenda for the regular council meeting March 25th, 2025? Is there a second? The clerk, please call the roll.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, the motion is carried, the agenda is approved. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the regular council meeting March 11th, 2024?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes, motion is carried, the minutes are approved. The next scheduled council of the whole committee meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, April 8th, 2025 at 7 p.m. The regular council meeting will immediately follow the adjournment of the council of the whole committee meeting. Mr. Geller, I believe you have a motion.
Mr. President, I move that the regular scheduled council meeting of April 8th, 2025, will set take place on April 15th, 2025.
Someone second the motion?
Second.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes, the motion is carried. Let the record reflect our next council meeting will now take place on April 15th, 2025. Immediately following the adjournment of the council of the whole committee. Okay.
Second.
Okay. I'll second that. Okay. Please call the roll.
You should ask for any other nomination.
Oh, any other nomination? I'm sorry, I apologize. Seeing none?
I nominate Todd Gurley.
Someone to second that? Apparently not. Okay. Please say that. Also, the motion was not seconded yet.
Ms. Castellan. Yes.
Sure.
Mr. Kustunis.
Yes.
Mr. Gully.
Yes.
Ms. Kreniak. Yes. Ms. Schmidt. Yes. Mr. Clement.
Yes.
Mr. Myers.
Yes, the motion is carried. Motion is approved. Congratulations, Mr. Senator. We'll move on to committee reports. Do we have any committee meetings?
Yes, we just had the ECBC, meeting this evening, basically super short meeting and going over everything for the next slide. So nothing new, kind of just planning for the big back.
Any questions, Commissioner? Do you have one for us, Council?
We did have one authority meeting, but it fell on the same day as our meeting, so.
I filled in for him with the Port Authority meeting. There's just one thing that they voted on at that meeting. So the area of the river by Trader Jack's, they approved up to $6,000 to dredge that portion. So it's expected to cost about $12,000, and they're hoping that the remainder will be covered by DeMilsa, the one that takes the dirt away. So hopefully, they're hoping they will pay the other $6,000, and if not, they'll have to deal with that some other way. But other than that, the dredging is still set to go late April, early May, and at that point, the river will be open for all our recreational fun. Other than that, we're open for questions.
Any questions for Mr. Kucinich? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kucinich. And we'll now move on to recognition of the public. Floor is now open for recognition of the public. I remind speakers all remarks will be directed to the chair, but not involve personalities, and are limited to 3 minutes per person, 30 minutes only. We have one person that's signed up to speak. You come up and state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Tom DeWitt, my address is 22 Oasis Drive in Timberlake. You remember me coming here 6 weeks ago, John?
Yes, sir.
You remember why I came?
Yes, you came to discuss the LED lights.
Okay. You told me to direct my questions to the mayor, Mr. Overstreet, which I did. immediately after the meeting. He did not get back to me. So I reached out to him a few weeks later, to his secretary, we told him, and he got right back to me. He said he'd get back to me once he had more information. I've never heard back from him. I've been working with Joe Sackett, the mayor of Wood. Joe's a friend of mine, and yet even he was trying to give me runaround. He told me that he spoke with First Energy, and it's all on him. Then he gave me a phone number that he got from his local rep to call First Energy, which I did yesterday. They got back to me, and it turns out the city can fix this problem. There's 3 options. All of you should know this. You've all had something to do with these lights being purchased. The city of Willoughby, the city of Clifford, and the city of Eastwood, all are getting the same lights. First Energy told me that we had an option to buy 3 different kinds of light bulbs, and we chose the LEDs, which are blinding everybody, and we could have chosen less wattage on them. So now the fix is they sell the shade because they're in business. So now our cities are going to have to do what other cities have done and have to buy them shades because that's less expensive than to downsize. That's the term they gave to me. The downside of the wattage on those light bulbs would mean they need to be replaced. They can't turn and die. And they said that's more expensive to downsize than to buy the shade. Now, I'm not with the government, but it's a mess. You guys need to fix this problem so that I don't have to keep addressing it. Find out what it takes, get it fixed before me or somebody else who rides a bicycle gets hit by a car. Okay? Chris Kleinman is the only one that heard me that night that actually went out after dark and took a look at these ridiculous lights. Chief Whittington told me after the meeting, and I apologize, Chief, but he said he got one right outside his house. Said the problem. I asked him, was it obvious? He said, yes. So I'm not the only person. Now, Joe was my friend, and Joe told me I was the only one that complained to him. The number he gave me is all I called. They called me back this morning. They told me they get complaints like this constantly. They used 91 as an example. They said all up and down 91, those lights are different because some communities picked 130 watt light bulbs, other communities picked the 260 watt LED light bulb, and you can actually get these light bulbs down to 50 watts. Now, we've all seen a light that comes from the water sewage treatment plant. It's like a star. Well, that's what's happening with all of these lights. Joe told me that he was told by First Energy not to worry because over time these lights dim, which would mean indeed that our lights are not going to look right because one's going to be brighter than the other because instead of having them all replaced at one time, we're going through the process of replacing one light bulb as they burn out. That's why our city looks like crap as it is. One light is amber, one light is brilliant white, and it's a spotlight. Okay? I don't have time to keep farting around with a bunch of people who get paid to do this exact job. Can we please save somebody's life and get the right covers on these lights? I was told that we're going to make Willowwick change from their really attractive antique lamps with a cover on them to match our city. That makes no sense. Somebody will.
Mr. Deloach, 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think that somebody will get hurt. And how much will it cost the city then? When some kid in downtown Willoughby gets run over because somebody was blinded by his light, okay? You live on Clinton. You pull out that window, because you got one on Woodley Drive in Clinton.
I'm not every night.
Okay, what is your opinion of that light?
It's bright, but I don't consider it to be much use.
Okay, well, I pulled off the Beach Park like 3 weeks ago, and the light on Stevens Boulevard and Woodley Drive is blinding from 3 blocks away. So if the mayors aren't going to get it done, I was told by Joe Sackett, and I apologize for going wrong, but Joe told me the only thing we do now is we have to have a city council create legislation in order to buy the shade or to downsize it, which is gonna cost us more money. So that's what I have to say, and I'll just leave you with the question of who makes these decisions? Like, think about it. Isn't that your guy's job? It's not mine. I'm a carpet installer and a real estate agent. I shouldn't even be here. I live in Timberlake. But I gotta go to Willowwood, Eastlake, Willoughby, to all of these different communities, and just try to get something fixed that never should have happened. Let's just state that we made a mistake, we bought the wrong way, and let's get them fixed before somebody dies. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate your comments, Mr. Booth. Is there anyone else who wishes to address council? Okay. Clerk, please read legislation number 03-25-01.
A resolution authorizing the Director of Finance to advance funds from said funds to be advanced from Fund 101, General Fund, in the amount as listed in Fund 416, Medium R&I Fund, and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion to suspend the rule requiring separate readings and readings of both? Is there a second?
Second.
Will clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Gully?
Yes.
Mr. Katsina?
Yes.
Ms. Kreniak?
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Zelnern?
Yes.
Mr. Semming?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes. Is there a motion to adopt?
Move to adopt.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Will clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Gully?
Yes.
Mr. Katsina?
Yes.
Ms. Kreniak?
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Zelnern?
Yes.
Mr. Semming?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes, the motion is carried, the legislation is adopted. Will clerk please read legislation number 03-25-02. Do you want to read it with the, as it's written, or with the,
This is the,
I'm sorry?
is the lease, do we ever, it's my understanding that the lease agreement was never modified from cash to this other company, so I prefer this lease.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have to review it to see if we need to amend the lease to show.
Change the name.
I know this company bought out Cash LLC, so we wouldn't need to change the name from Cash LLC, does that make sense? So I don't know the relationship between Collide Neo LLC and Cash LLC. So it's possible they bought Cash LLC as well as having Neo LLC, or bought Cash LLC and Neo LLC owns Cash LLC. So I don't know, I think it's possible.
So the lease has never been amended to show who the owner is?
I just, as we sit here now, I don't know. It's just not something that I looked at, so it just came off the second. I don't know, I just don't remember, you recall, maybe?
Their paperwork says that they were assuming the lease. I can't remember.
Yeah, so I don't know, my inclination, or my guess would be if we didn't amend the lease, that they bought Cash LLC. Does that make sense? So in which case, it's again, it's Cash LLC. I just don't remember, but I'm comfortable leaving it the way it's now.
I don't remember us ever passing any legislation.
Yeah.
They would not have to change cash to LLC even if they took it over?
No, I mean, anybody can buy a company. So the easy way to take over any ownership of something is just buy it all.
So it wouldn't be DBA cash.
No, it could be all kinds of things. But if Cash LLC is the tenant on the lease agreement, the easiest way to take over that lease agreement is just buy Cash LLC. But you make all kinds of decisions. You want to know all kinds of things before you do that. If that's the only asset you own, if there's debt, then you don't want to take it on.
Right.
I always kind of understood their standing in place with Cash LLC, and that Collide Neo was just what they used on their email addresses and all that. So I have to look at that, but I'm comfortable with lease agreement, or with that legislation is now, because I think we all understand the purpose and that also. What I'm concerned. We'll have to figure that part out.
Is there a way that we can put this off until you figure that out?
Yeah, I think this is just a little catch up on what they've been doing now.
There's no urgency, right?
I know that they're anxious because
Very anxious.
yeah, apparently one of the executives, I don't know if it's one of the owners, but let's say one of the principals is involved with the committee at the baseball level, and they're encouraging everybody to update their lease agreements, as I understand. So I suspect it's part of it, and maybe that's going to be on the committee. Not really,
Would it be wiser to have something in place
that there was a silence, and it had explained.
So I guess what I'm saying is I just don't know that I feel comfortable voting on something with the idea that, well, it'll just be changed, but as council, we have an obligation to make sure what we're passing is what we are passing. Like, we're looking at legislation, we're knowing what we're passing.
Yeah, I have no problem holding on to it. I'm also comfortable with you passing it, because I think we all understand the purpose of all this stuff. So, definitely, guys, you want to put on another meeting, I'm comfortable with it.
We currently receive checks from Hawaii, we don't receive checks from Canada. The checks are coming from Hawaii.
Yeah, I'll have to look at the lease agreement. I don't remember if the lease agreement says they need our consent to sell it, and I don't, or to transfer company, I'll have to, as it is or not, I don't know.
Our agreements back then stated that they were assuming, those payments.
It still seems just too off for me. Well, you know, one Neocoli, right, and Neocoli, and the other Cassia, and this stuff is passing before us, we have to vote on this as Cassia. So personally, if I can't see it and I know what's going through it, I don't feel comfortable.
No, Carolyn pointed it out to you, and I didn't look at it from that standpoint. But somebody.
The side letter should say Hawaii,
It does all.
because they're assuming the
Yeah, right.
release of cash, and back
Yeah,
then,
the
all the
side
history,
letter is clean.
yeah, all the
The
history,
legislation that
The legislation.
just says Hawaii.
all the history,
Yeah, I think the only error there is the.
It's up to the top, the
Cash.
resolution. Right,
Correct, but the side letter, everything has Hawaii throughout.
okay.
The side letter as indicated in legislation.
Correct.
Is Collide, but the caption is Cassia.
At the top.
I wouldn't care about changing the caption if Collide bought Cassia.
So then the only thing that really needs to be changed is on Elizabeth's part for changing the resolution at the top.
The
Between
residential
city
business-
cash to city of
Yeah,
Edinburgh.
she can just amend that before it's done.
Okay,
We
so
can
now,
do that, but to be candid with you, I still don't know the relationship between
Cash and Hawaii.
Cassia
Right.
and Neo Collide.
Yeah, I
So I
still-
still have to answer that for you, but as far as today, you can do, I don't care if you change the caption to Neo Collide, or if it's either way, it is, I'm comfortable with it, because the rest of the legislation is Neo Collide.
right, I see that as a, right, as a temp letter.
everything we get from
Yeah,
them
we're
is
good.
Hawaii.
She'll just amend it up.
Amend the top.
She'll just amend it before it's signed, right out the track.
That's it then. Yep, run, we got that.
Read it. Yeah, read it as well.
Right.
A resolution authorizing the mayor and city of Eastlake, Ohio to enter into an agreement with Collide NEO LLC doing business as the Lake County Captain, Classic Park, 35300 Vine Street, Eastlake, Ohio, 44095, regarding the lease between the city and Collide NEO LLC, dated March 15, 2002, for the Eastlake Ballpark, now known as Classic Park, and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion to suspend the rule requiring separate reading to read?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Semick?
Yes.
Ms. Craniac?
Yes.
Mr. Katsounis?
Yes.
Mr. Gully?
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Stelnick?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes. Is there a motion to adopt?
Move to adopt.
Is there a second?
Second.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Semick?
Yes.
Ms. Craniac?
Yes.
Mr. Katsounis?
Yes.
Mr. Gully?
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Stelnick?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes, the motion is carried, the legislation is adopted. Will the clerk please read legislation number 0325-03?
A resolution supporting and designating April 2025 as National Child Abuse Prevention Month in the city of Eastlake and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion to suspend the rule requiring separate reading to read?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Stelnick?
Yes.
Mr. Katsounis?
Yes.
Mr. Gully?
Yes.
Ms. Craniac?
Yes.
Mr. Semick?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes. Is there a motion to adopt?
Move to adopt.
Is there a second? Second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mr. Stelnick?
Yes.
Mr. Katsounis?
Yes.
Mr. Gully?
Yes.
Ms. Craniac?
Yes.
Mr. Semick?
Yes.
Mr. Myers?
Yes, the motion is carried, the legislation is adopted. The clerk please read item number 0225-04? This item is on third and final reading.
An ordinance to appropriate for the expenses of the city of East Lake, state of Ohio, for the period beginning January 1st, 2025, and ending December 31st, 2025, and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion to adopt? So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Katsounis?
Yes.
Mr. Summers?
Yes.
Mr. Gully?
Yes.
Ms. Kraniak?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Salmon? Yes. Mr. Meyer?
Yes, the motion carried, the legislation is adopted. We have no unfinished business, we have no new business. We'll move on to our administrative report. First report from our fire chief, Ted Livingston.
Thank you, Mr. President. One thing I would actually know is like this informational stuff. So because of the weather conditions, I think last week the state was under a total ban for burning purposes. And I know that in the state of Ohio, burning means different things in different areas. So for us, it's usually recreational fires. We also have a fire pit in the backyard. And then if there's complaints that are made, we'll actually, get involved. The ordinances are pretty clear. However, we do have some subjectivity, but just as a reminder, you can't leave it unattended. It needs to be 25 feet away. It needs to be clean wood, dry wood, no bigger than 3 foot in diameter, 2 foot high. So, usually when we get involved, a lot of times it ends up being neighbor complaints or someone that's not happy with it. So when we go out, it really has a lot of subjectivity for our people. So we try to, use a common sense approach. But when it comes down, Woodland had a major field fire. There's a lot of businesses around us that are dealing with these issues because people are burning. So again, just as a reminder, everybody, even though we're not in a rural area, that actually makes it probably more serious for us to have burns in the backyard. So to be attentive to that. Commissioner DeWitt brought up a couple of things. I actually found council legislation I can show you. It was the 2007 meeting. According to the mayor at the time, ODOT was the one that gave us the award for streetlights. Maybe that would be helpful in your search.
Hey, I was told that you guys are supposed to contact them, not me, is what they told me.
Yeah, I'm just wanting to, as far as like where that came from, I think you asked where it came from. So it's a 2007 meeting. And again, according to what was stated, and received a letter from ODOT stating we are approved for next year's streetlight program. All streetlights will be changed over to the new LED lights. This will extend the life of the bulb, as there is a 10-year lifespan. All LEDs take away 25% electricity. So that was the statement that was made by the mayor in that 2007 meeting, but it came from ODOT. So
Okay, so it's been 8 years, they've been changing the light bulb?
it's 07.
Okay. So 18 years that they've been changing light bulb?
I mean, I just tell you that, so it was the May 22nd meeting in 2007 when the city of East Lake got a letter from ODOT saying streetlights will be switched over.
I think it was later than that. Can I call on somebody, is this in the audience, if they don't mind? Do you happen to recall that former service director? I thought it was after that. I don't think I was on council yet, but.
Yeah, I'm happy to help.
It was after that, right?
And
As far as what?
Caroline as well, we entered contract with First Energy where we were originally going to start changing lights and using no tech money for it. Then we were made aware that CDI will change the lights as they burn out for no cost. So it's completely free to the city. The other route was $242 per fixture to change them. So we chose to take the free route.
How's that feel now?
Pardon me?
How's that feel now? Have you seen them?
They don't bother me one bit.
That's fine, not.
But there is, so they are 50-watt bulbs. They are equivalent to what the old bulbs were. We are aware that some people do have an issue with the brightness, and if it becomes an issue,
been here for 6 weeks, so it's an issue.
Do we not?
All right, we don't need to crosstalk in reality, really. I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Meyer.
Please.
I don't think we really need to do that. I was just curious if it was after the 2007, because I remember the whole thing.
So I wanna add one thing for you. Pennsylvania, it's already been mandated and they're done. Their streetlights are all LED and they fully expect the same thing to happen in Ohio.
Well, I don't really care what they expect. I expect it to not be blind or wrong, but in my car. That's what I expect.
I understand.
You don't seem to.
Thank you very much though for that, because I recalled that, I didn't think it was that far back. Thank you.
And just for the record, they just seem to be replacing them now. Because I ride a bicycle there in the city, and they're just all mixed up everywhere you go. So if it took 18 years to just get them to start changing them, this is a big issue. It's a bigger problem.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, he may be able to elaborate on this a little bit, but they've been replacing them as they burn out. And my assumption is we still have some regular bulbs left that we use until they were gone, correct?
There's still more than the original bulbs than the new bulbs.
I missed what you said.
I said, my assumption is you still have some regular halogen bulbs that you used until they were gone, and you went to the LEDs, correct?
Yeah.
Once we started doing the LED. So as they burn out, they will continue to be replaced with the LED.
Correct.
And I think most cities are probably adopting that approach.
And it's gonna be mandated.
Right.
With the mandate, couldn't we get the shade that keeps them from blinding people? That's all I'm after.
Yes, it is.
It is an option. Sorry, Chief, go ahead.
That's all I have.
That's all you
No,
have.
no, sorry.
I apologize. Kind of got off track.
No worries.
I apologize.
Thank you, Mr. Patel, I appreciate that.
Any other questions, Chief? Seeing none, thank you, Chief. We'll move on to our Service Director, Robert Burns.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple things, ongoing with the spray park, Surfside Spray Park. Dealing with the contractors, trying to get the concrete work done, the fencing work done, the restoration of the lawn, and just overall completion of that park by opening day, which is scheduled for early June. Just running into some problems with scheduling, availability of materials and stuff is not as everyone is with everything still. Captain Stadium, we're doing our due diligence to get everything ready for April 8th, which is opening day. There's, like everything else, there's problems with that, maintenance problems, some things froze over the winter time, some plumbing fixtures, and things are old there, so some things need replaced. But we're working on that, we should be good to go from opening day. That's all I have. Any questions?
Any questions for the Service Director?
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. I just wanted to say thank you again. I've probably sent or spoke about 5 different instances already with residents and service, and Bob has been phenomenal. I wanted to just throw that out there, because not everyone's going to be privy to my email, so I just want to say thank you. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. And on that note, as far as the roads go and stuff, feel free to email me any complaints and all. Mr. Sunek, Mr. Sunek, and Mr. Gully. Emailed me several times. It's the same answer. Well, you got a list of ongoing repairs. Once the asphalt plant opens, we'll let us take them addressed properly.
Okay, any other questions? All right, thank you, Mr. Burns. Move on to our City Engineer, Michael Luke.
Thank you, Mr. President. Still waiting for asphalt plants to open. Once those are open, then, we should be able to get a firm schedule from ODOT on the resurfacing for Vine Street continuation. That's all I have to report. I'm available for questions.
Any questions for Mr. Luke? All right, seeing none, move on to our Finance Director, Carolyn Schindel.
Thank you for approving the budget in this meeting, because it is due by the end of the month. The March financial statements will have the budgeted numbers reflected in them. I also wanted to say that the auditors are here again, and they've been here so far several days in a row. But the good news is that the report should be completed a lot sooner this year than last year. Let's get my report. Somebody else?
Questions from the Finance Director? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to our Law Director, Randall Flamer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll find the, cash LLC lease box with all the side letters to try
Sheldon, do you have something?
Yes, Mr. President. March 29th is National Vietnam Veterans Day. It's signed into law 2017. And this Saturday morning at 11 a.m., we're going to have a brief but meaningful ceremony at the VFW lot to honor our Vietnam veterans, and all the public is welcome to join. Invite anyone you know, especially those who are Vietnam veterans, who really want to honor them.